What's happening, everybody? Man, I know I used to do like these live videos all the time, and so I want to get back into doing that some more, and just sharing my thoughts and sharing what's going on and what's happening. So today, man, I wanted to go and kind of share with everybody how it started versus how it's going as it relates to the coffee brand and homeofthehustle.com. Really, how it started was totally by accident. So a lot of you know that story, but I had bought some coffee from some friends of mine, and like on the bag, I simply went and I put a "Get Shit Done" sticker on it, put it on Facebook. You know, all my friends were like, man, is that really Get Shit Done coffee? How do I buy that? And so I put that on a website and started selling coffee. And so it was September of last year when the Home of the Hustle, when the Get Shit Done cold brew was actually started, or was actually available for purchase. What's up, Chris? How you doing, brother? And so that was this right here. And so, you know, a lot of times, like, I forget my own story. I forget how neat that may be to other people. Because I know a lot of people, they want to do something. They want to get out there and say, man, you know, I want to try something different. And so how it started was just in conversation. I showed up, I found friends that want to do cool shit, and we did it. So what that means, though, is like, you know, I found some friends that are in the canning business. It's called contract canning. So they can coffee for a whole bunch of different people that you would know, like name brands that I can't mention. What's up, Jeff? How you doing, brother? And so they had this canning company. They can millions of cans of coffee for other people, and they have their own personal brand, which is this right here. It's called Nitro Joe's, and this particular flavor is called Flight Fuel. So what I do a lot of times, man, you know, it's like, you know, like in the Bible it says, where there is no vision, you know, the people will perish. And so you have to have a vision. You have to know you want something more. Then you have to go through the process and start visualizing it, start speaking it. What's up, Eddie? How you doing, Crystal? And start formulating that, because what you're really doing is beginning to be able to ask clearly what you want. Because so many of us, we can clearly point out what we don't want, and we focus on what we don't want, and we get more of the shit we don't want. So you have to go through the process and say, and like, you know, sift the wheat from the chaff and get clear on what you want. And so what I've always wanted for a long time, not always, but for a long time, because I've been self-employed almost 20 years. I mean, I've earned my income since 2000, or my whole life, my whole adult life, with my hands. And so, you know, I've wanted for several years, you know, a decade or more, to try and build a business, build something that would continue earning money without my physical input. And so a lot of us, we've heard about that kind of stuff. Most of us think of it as network marketing stuff, but this is not that. This is my own personal brand of product. So what I did is I showed up, I found friends that want to do cool shit, and it was like one of those conversations where, like, you know, how many times have you said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if, hey, this would be a cool idea? And they're really cool ideas. And so we did that. We were in conversation, like, they had this contract canning business. They sell coffee. They sell some coffee beans, and I like coffee. And they had, you know, some baby beards. Nothing like this glorious bad boy. Sorry, Jared. I still appreciate your beard. But, you know, they had beards. So they bought some beard product from me. Because if you don't know, I have a brand called Baby Beard Club, and there's a beard oil called Get Shit Done. And that's how this all kind of come together, is show up, find cool friends that want to do cool shit. Well, these guys, they like the branding, they like the messaging that you know, I was putting out with that brand. They like the messaging with Home of the Hustle, that, you know, some of my friends that show up, find friends, want to do cool shit and do it. You know, like Eddie was on here, and you know, and Justin Myers, and, you know, Titan. He's not with us anymore. He's you know, he's in heaven looking down, and you know, Lawrence, Kim, everybody that's helped out to grow the Home of the Hustle, because we all had kind of like a like-minded vision. We wanted something more out of life. We know there's more. We see other people that are doing it, and so why not us? And that's literally how I got started in business almost 20 years ago. I looked at a profession. And I said, you know what? Those folks, they're just using their hands to make money. My hands are pretty smart. I'm not afraid of hard work. And so I can do it too. I bought a $100 videotape to learn how to do it, refined my skill, quit my job, and I started beating the streets so hard I swear I get a bill for the potholes someday. So that's how all that started. But through that process, I've been self-employed almost 20 years now. And I've made a living with my hands since 1993. And so since 1993 till now, good God, back in the 1900s, I've made a living with my hands and my labor. And so that's where, I knew there's a different way to earn money. And it's a mindset of cash flow and income, and it's a different way of thinking. What's up, Jesse? How you doing, brother? And so, it's part of me right now is going through this process of, it's like peeling the layers off of all the old thinking, because it's a phrase, something I say, who's thinking, are you thinking? And when it comes to money, most of us we take it for granted that we are using the thinking of our parents and people around us, that we have to go out and get a job or create an income through labor and effort. And so I'm trying to peel away some of that thinking, and so a lot of times what I'll do is, as I'll go broke, as they say, trying to get wealthy. And that means I heavily invest back in myself and heavily invest back in my projects or things that I'm doing. And so that's really, that weighs on me a lot, in like the self-worth, self-esteem area, because I know that I may be cash broke right now. I can't do a lot of things that I want to do, but I also know that I've heavily invested in myself and my family's future through stuff like Home of the Hustle. What's up, Justin? How you doing, brother? So the Pirate Hunter, man, signs by vets. That's my boy there. Go get signs like the ones up on the wall here. And so with all that said, show up, find friends who want to do cool shit, and do it. My friends at Nitro Joe's, we were talking about, man, wouldn't it be cool to have a can of Get Shit Done coffee? It's like they can coffee for, like I said, it's a name brand people that I can't mention that you would definitely know. And so it's like, I'm a very small fish in a huge ocean with them. But because they saw my vision and they love what I stand behind, Make America Grind Again, go out and get shit done, man. It doesn't matter what happened, A real man says, hey, you know what? It may not have been my fault, but it's my responsibility. Let's get shit done. If there's a lot more people out there hustling and getting shit done with, some compassion, with some heart, and with a purpose, there'd be a whole lot less time for this bitching and whining that's going on nowadays. That's my true feeling. And so what I realized is through this is the commodity that I'm selling is a can of coffee. And so this right here, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna share with you real quick here in a minute my visioning process on this. But what I've really learned through selling this commodity, this product of coffee, is that what I'm really doing is I'm selling permission. I'm selling a story, man. I'm selling my story that, hey, you know what? I don't know. I'm not as smart as what, some people might think. How you may not think I'm smart at all. But what I do know is that I have seen people send me messages. I have talked to people in person. Hey, LaDawn, how you doing, sister? And I've gotten feedback that what I'm really selling is the permission to make America grind again, to get shit done, to go out there and do it scared until you can do it skilled. That's all I'm doing here. All I know is that I have a product. I have to go sell it. I have to go sell shit. The only what the hell's the word I want to say? Like, some people want to go out and get permission. They want to get all these, like a business plan, all this other stuff on how to start a business or do something. No, the only thing you need to do is get somebody to hand you fucking money for your product or for your service or for your idea. That's how I started 2003, almost 20 years ago. I didn't have any background of business school, business knowledge, business wisdom. All I knew is that I had an idea, I was going to do it, and I need to go out and focus on refining my craft, because when I refined my craft, then I could qualify to ask for more money. And so at that point, all I had to do was go out and find somebody willing to trade me their money for my craft. And so that's the only validation that you need. That was the word I was looking for, validation. That's the only validation that you need in your business. So don't get caught up in procrastination and trying to figure a whole bunch of shit out. You just got to figure out one thing. How do I trade my product or service for somebody's money? And it better be a damn good product and damn good service at that. So to show up, find friends that want to do cool shit. So in conversation, here's my friends. They have this contract canning company. They make all this coffee. And I was like, man, wouldn't it be cool just to have a can of get shit done in your hand? So I'm not a coffee aficionado. I love coffee. I love hot coffee. I love some cold coffee. Exactly. Who's got more money, Jesse? And so, I thought, man, wouldn't it just be cool? Because I think, man, I want to have fun. It'd be cool just to have a can of get shit done in your hand, on your shelf, on your toolbox, wherever. And so they were like, yeah, so this is what it's going to take. And so they lowered the bar of entry for me. I won't go into details on that, but they made it really simple for me. So basically what I did is, you could say I licensed one of their formulas, their flavors of product, where normally it would cost like $30,000 just to get the taste that's in this can. It would normally cost about $30,000, but they wanted to try to help people out, and so they're learning with me on how to do this process. And so basically I licensed their product for my brand, and that's why on the can it says distributed by Home of the Hustle. And so here's what I did. Like, I wanted to see this before I ever had this. And so if you've ever had our bagged coffee, you would know I have a label like this that I put on by hand every bag. So man, here's what I did. I was like, you know what? This would be pretty cool. This will fit pretty good. And so man, I went out and I cut the label up so that it would fit the can of coffee. Man, it's almost perfect. So I cut this label up just so I could do part of the visioning process, part of the believability, and put it on a can of coffee. See how that works? Right there. That's the visioning process. See? The naked side, naked truth. So that's what I did. Is I cut up a label, put it on a can of coffee, then I would put that on Facebook. And then all my friends and family, they were excited about my excitement. And they're like, what, that is badass. So that's what I did for like a month, maybe 2 months. Well, I had a sticker on a can of coffee. And so moving forward, I pushed and pushed. And my main business is fixing hail damage on cars. I've done that, like I said, since 2003. And so I take some of my money from that and I put it into investing in me, in my businesses, and stuff like that. So September of last year, 2020, I went out and I was able to make our first run of coffee, and it was September 2020. I tried, I wanted to get it done on September 11th, but it was September 15th that we got, our actual first pallet, 2,304 cans of Get Shit Done, the official coffee of the American Dream. And so within 6 weeks, we sold out 3,000 cans. There was 2,304 cans on the pallet. I bought another 600 cans, and we sold everything. And by we, I mean like, this is the whole company. Me, my kids, my girlfriend, my future wife, Vanessa. It's us. We don't have a great big team behind us. It's just hustle. It's chasing after a vision. It's pursuing our potential, and it's friends and family like everybody on here that loves and supports us because people buy from people they know, like, and trust, and people buying into our vision and our mission and our purpose. And so how it started was I bought that one pallet, and then I'd go to the motocross races, and I have a canopy that I got from Signs by Veterans, my brother Justin, and we would sell coffee in person at the races. I would go around to people I know in town, that have businesses, whether it's liquor stores, convenience stores or grocery stores, whatever. And I'd say, hey man, I got, here's my product. Do you have some shelf space? Would you like to carry this? What do you think? How can we do this? And start selling it in different, locations around town here in Hutchinson, to where we have 6, 7, 8 different locations. It's been awesome, the support of other like-minded, cool friends who want to do cool shit. And so through that, it has some product on liquor stores. And so obviously at liquor stores, they have distributors that carry a suite of products, that they put on the shelves. And so one of the things in sales is that, it's always, well, who else do you know? So I was at the brewery, Salt City Brewing here in town. I asked the manager, Gabe, I was like, man, so who do you know that that's a distributor that could carry our product? Well, I asked him, he gave me a name. Well, at the same time, because we had committed and taken action on a vision, we had this product, and I'm not afraid to say it, it's not bragging. This thing looks great. It looks like a huge monster brand, but it's sold out of my basement. And it was sitting on a shelf at a liquor store here in town, and one of the distributors saw it, asked them where it came from, because the people there at Egbert Liquor, man, they love us and they support us, and we're like-minded people. We show up, find friends who want to do cool shit and do it. Same mentality. They said, yeah, man, it's this guy here in town. He's got this massive beard, whatever, and he's selling this coffee. So this distributor at from the same company of the referral I got, they bought some coffee to take back to headquarters and show the team there and say, hey, we like this product. We think we should carry it. They service 400 liquor stores here in the state of Kansas. And so at the same time, I was talking to the local manager of the same company. And so it really gelled. And April 26th, they bought a whole pallet at one time of coffee. So September of last year, we started out I bought one pallet and started selling it by hand just to whoever I could talk to. Everybody on social media, all my friends, Facebook and Instagram, they were like, man, I love this. This is awesome. How do I buy it? And they went to homeofthehustle.com and they bought it. Man, I was shipping out right and left. And so like the method of the way things worked and, the price points and all these different things, I'm learning all this stuff on the go. Because like at first my product cost was pretty high because I only had one pallet. My next order was almost 3 pallets that I purchased. In this last order, I purchased 3.5 pallets. Yeah, 3.5 pallets, about 500 gallons of cold brew coffee. We've almost sold through one of the pallets already. So what happened right before that, though, I think is something that is very, very vital to all of this. There's another local distributor that I was talking to. I'd gone and I sat down with him. We had talked about, who we are, where we're from, what we'd like to do. And so we had talked about going with them as a distributor model. This was Brandon at Demo Distribution. And we sat down, and they don't have quite the area that the other distributors have, but they go liquor stores, convenience stores, and I think some grocery stores. So it's kind of a little bit of a different market. So when I sat down with them, we had talked about exclusivity. So like what that means is not having 2 or 3 or 4 distributors selling the same product. Then you're really just kind of commoditizing it and just based on price point. And so everyone wants to a race to the bottom. And so we had talked about that. And so the first thing I did before I ever announced it, before I did this, is I messaged or I called Brandon. And I said, hey man, I know that we were talking about, going with you guys for distribution. But he knew that I was also talking to this other distribution company and that they were talking about purchasing a whole pallet of product. And so I called him up before I ever said anything to the public about this. And I said, hey, Brandon, man, I would love to go with you guys, but they were willing to purchase a whole pallet straight up front. So I'm going with them. I would love to do something to you guys, with the convenience stores or other markets outside of liquor stores. And he was like, man, I really appreciate you calling and telling me that. He said, I knew that there was another offer to buy an entire pallet, at a time. And so, so I appreciate you calling me. And so the door is still open with him to work in the, work with like convenience stores or what other markets that are outside of the liquor store market. And so that's more of just being a good person and saying, you know what, relationships, business based on relationships with a personal relationship are going to go a lot further than a business just based on profit. As soon as somebody else can offer a better profit, you're out the door. And so that's one of the reasons why I did that. And so, I went and I said, hey, Brandon, this is the deal, man. I really like you guys. I like your team, and I would love to do business with you, but this is the deal. The distribution of, and this other company, the same thing, where our mindsets are a lot of the same. A lot of it is, make America grind again. We're all about the American dream. We're all about being good people. And so, I feel totally good with them as well. It's not just a profit thing. It's our vibes align. So how it started versus how it's going, that's a little bit of what's going on. Like for me personally, I'm still trying to wrap my head around not actually using these to earn my income and to open my mind, expand my mind to allow the possibilities of, instead of selling one pallet, selling 20 pallets at one time. Because I look out there and there's companies that do that every day. Like there's different energy drink companies and so on. So it's like, I just have to keep moving forward one step at a time to try and kind of, once you move forward, you can see a little bit further. You can get the next step. You know what's coming next. And so that's what I'm doing right now. And so our main business is about to pick up a storm season and so on. Because I don't have any outside investment other than my customer. It's a customer invested business. The customers have supported and provided all of the growth so far. I put a chunk of my money in to begin with, and so now it's all been going through sales. So I don't have any outside investment. I've had people ask, and honestly, I don't know how to accept or what to do with an investment. I don't know how to structure all that stuff. So it's like, okay, I'll just keep hustling. So eventually those answers will come forward. I'll have a mentor, I'll have a guide, I'll have somebody that can help me through those steps. So I just want to kind of share with everybody what's been going on, because I know I haven't talked a lot about it. So I've been a lot of it's because I just don't know what I don't know on a lot of stuff. So I'm learning as I go. But I just want to kind of keep everybody updated. So if there's any questions, man, drop your questions. If you like what I'm sharing, what I'm talking about, share it out or tag somebody that hear this. If you know somebody that's trying to start a business or wanting to start a brand or something that maybe this would be helpful. This is why I do this. This is why I speak on this. A lot of times I learn just as much as you guys when I speak, because I get to hear it. It hits you different when you hear it, and you're like, wait a minute. That's not exactly how I feel. So let's go find out why, and let's try to get some new information, new knowledge. Anyhow, I gotta get shit done, pack up some orders, and carry on with my day, man. Love y'all and appreciate y'all. Thank you everybody for your support. It wouldn't be possible without everybody that likes and shares and buys the coffee and tells other people about coffee and tags people. That's really the awesome thing. Oh, I want to leave you with one little story. So I didn't get permission to share his name and stuff. And I may just do another video about this. But the whole purpose, a big part of the drive purpose is for me is sharing the story, and sharing and giving that permission to go out and be great and do stuff. So I had a friend of mine that through social media, we became connected. They wanted to purchase our product and want to, help promote our product and stuff. And he sent me a message that, at first I thought it was kind of weird. It's like, I love you. I appreciate all your hustle and everything you're doing, trying to sell blah, blah, blah. Well, then 10, 15, 20 seconds later, he followed it up with, this was the message that my wife sent me. But the key thing and the message that his wife sent him was, I love you. Thank you for working so hard and hustling and beating the damn streets. And I know that comes from our branding and our messaging. And they purchase, our product all the time. And on the can it says, beat the damn streets so hard, they send you a bill for the potholes. And so that for me is a huge win. When somebody sends me a message like that their spouse believes in them and loves them and can see them going out and trying to, provide and do more for their family. Because that's what this is all about. It's home of the hustle, land of the free, because of the brave. And it takes bravery to go out there and put yourself out and get shit done. Love you guys.